Hello all you nice people. I thought today I'd do something a little different. I want to talk about a class of workmate that you might encounter along your travels which might be bad for you. And what is that person? I call them the Prima Donna. So just a bit of background on me. I'm mainly a coder or programmer, well have been. I haven't been doing any real programming for 5 years except in my own time and my own little personal projects. So the Prima Donna is quite the team-breaking character if management allows it to go on. So I'll give you an example of what transpired in the end. So I had a job with one company. This is when internet filtering first started. You know, the thing that where you worked in a company would filter out your usage, so it would track if you were looking at news sites or social media and things like that. So HR or personnel or people in culture, I think they call them now, so they would know if you're wasting too much time browsing the internet on your personal adventures rather than doing work. So I was with a company writing that right at the very beginning when people were questioning privacy issues about that. So anyhow, we had a team member who was quite good, and he made sure he told everyone else how good he was, and especially his managers. So he was constantly ringing them up, constantly emailing them, telling them how great he was, so his managers thought he was the bee's knees. So he was quite a difficult person to work with. He didn't want to share his knowledge, he didn't want to help if you had any problems, and he would give you minimal information when it came time to integrating with his efforts. So what happened one day is we had a older guy, probably about 55. We had an older guy. He became a manager and he was quite good. He set up his own server in his house, and we were all accessing that, and everything was going good for a while. And then all of a sudden the Prima Donna guy keeps sending emails to the owner in England. At that time, the company was owned by people in England. So even though I'm not English, England would form companies in Australia because it was just basically cheaper. So this guy would send emails basically backstabbing this new manager guy, telling him how bad he was and how incompetent was and how he couldn't do anything and all that sort of stuff. And the rest of us in the team were just sort of looking at each other and saying, what the hell is going on? So after some months of this 55-year-old guy actually had a heart attack. Because of this guy just kept backstabbing him all the time. And then the Prima Donna, he was given temporary lead, and then he started on another team member, did the same thing. He started sending emails to the company owner and backstabbing and telling him how incompetent he was and how they should get rid of him and how he could do the job better. So the guy he tried this on was actually too smart for him, so he actually avoided it. And not only did he avoid it, he sidestepped himself into a new career with the same company. So then he tried the same trick on me. And the way he would do this, he would publicly send emails CCing everyone about how incompetent I was and blah blah blah, and he would send this to the company owner. So I was really angry. I was going to reply and fight and all that, and then I was thinking, no, if I fight and be like that, I'm just going to allow myself to be childish like him. So I thought instead, I'm not going to do nothing. So I didn't reply, I didn't say anything, I just kept completely silent. And then a few days later, I get a call from the Australian team leader saying that the owner was going to fire me because of the advice of this Prima Donna guy, but instead he thought he'd give me a second chance and put me into another team working for him directly. So I was thinking, oh, thank God, I've got another chance. So good thing is I didn't have to work with that guy anymore. And then after about a month or so of working for this guy, he then rings me up and said, I can see that you actually do quite good work, and you're punctual and you do stuff on time, and I'm starting to think what this guy is saying is just all lies, just trying to badmouth people. And that's what we've all been saying. So everyone in Australia now knew what this guy was like and what a backstabber he was, so everyone avoided him, no one worked with him. And in the end, shortly after that, this guy short-circuited the company and they just decided to cease all operations in Australia. So I'm pretty sure it was mainly thanks to this guy just breaking up all the teams all the time. That's how destructive a Prima Donna is. They're not good team players. Yes, they might be smart, but they can't do everything. So if you're a manager supporting the brightest person in your team at the expense of rubbishing everyone else, you're making a big mistake. You're not building a team, you're just encouraging one person's ego.